Hello, how are we? Welcome back to the channel, Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. Okay, so guys, as I say at the beginning of these shows, please like, please share, and please hit that subscribe button. We're still looking to get 200 subscribers before the season finishes, so we're slowly making that happen. So again, if you are watching these shows and not yet subscribed, please do. And those of you who have, thank you very much for your support on this channel. Okay, so this one is the post-match PSG 2, Liverpool 0. You know, I normally do a first half breakdown, a second half breakdown. It's not going to be one of those today. I will be doing a pre-match warm-up tomorrow. That will be out at around about midday. So watch out for that early one coming out on against the Liverpool-Fulham game. Okay, so let's get on to last night's game, shall we? Quarter-final, first leg. So you're the manager. You decide to play a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2 when you've never played it all season, and you are playing one of the best team in Europe so far, because they were the champions last season. I don't know what you were expecting from that formation or from that setup, but it was desperation, absolute desperation to go to the European champions and you set up like that. Look, yes, something needed to be done after the Man City game, but this wasn't it. Honestly, it wasn't it. The gulf from last season's game between PSG and Liverpool was wide enough last season, but he's absolutely huge this season. Slot had 12 months to get his team and formation right for this match against PSG, because he was lauding them. You know, they were his benchmark. They were the ones that how he wanted to play. And guess what? He got outdone by Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique took him, less than 3 or 4 minutes to have a look at the setup in front of him. He went back to his bench, sat down, spoke to his coaches. They looked at the screen and bang, it was up. He got his team reorganised. He made little tweaks, but little tweaks that worked. Little tweaks that weren't there against Chelsea, because Chelsea had a good 70 minutes at PSG's ground before they got annihilated. And yeah, so he made those tweaks, and it just shows what a world-class manager is. Is he one of a few managers that's won it twice with 2 different clubs? And he was superb with his setup. But getting back to ours, I've no idea. I don't even think the players knew how to play that system. I mean, it just looked... There was no low block. It looked like that the centre-backs were told to go man for man. When they went man for man and the forwards were dropping, literally sitting on their midfielders, that created so much space that we were open to the elements. You had the fullbacks, Hakimi and Mendes, running through in those open spaces. If they were strikers, the game would have been out of bed in the first half. Look, the goal, I've looked back at it 3 or 4 times, and the mistakes that we are making in there is unbelievable. We give the ball away cheaply. Van Dijk's out of position. Konate tries to go for the ball, but misses it completely. We're then on our last legs. There's 6 players who've got a chance to retrieve the ball on the edge of the box. It comes to Doué. Doué takes out Frimpong and Wirtz. He's having a dig. What the hell is Virgil van Dijk doing leaning towards the corner flag? And you've got Gravenberch leaning the opposite way. Yeah, it comes off a deflection. Could Mamardashvili have saved it? I don't think so. It's one of those that he's spinning over his head. People are saying he should have been on his goal line. Well, he wasn't far off it, was he? But the spin just took it away from him. And we give him the goal in less than 12 minutes. And I'm thinking, there is no way this Liverpool team is going to get anything from this game with that setup. Second half was same old, same old. The second goal, I mean, before they'd even scored the second goal, they had chances in the first half to put the game to bed. If Dembele had put his shoes on the right, his boots on the right way, on the right feet, Kvaratskhelia, he had a shot that was deflected, but it was great save by Mamardashvili. He made a couple of good saves. One from Dembele, it was straight down him, but he still had to get down and make the save. Second half, there was no setup in that lineup for me. It was just the same old from the first half. We were trying to hook the balls away. Virgil van Dijk was taking long goal kicks in the first half of a quarter-final game. Unless Mamardashvili was injured, why the hell is he doing that? We just give the ball straight to them, didn't we? And they came back. Oh, we'll have another attack. It's like getting into a boxing ring where there's only one person that's jabbing. And it wasn't Liverpool. As I said, second half, the goal, Gravenberch is static. He watches Kvaratskhelia run past him before he realises he wants to engage with him. Feeble attempt in the box. He goes round the keeper. Liverpool have 3 players trying to run back. Dewey takes them away. Thank you very much. 2-0. They hit the post. They made Mamardashvili work really hard. But the game should have been a 5 or a 6-0, if I'm honest with you. And we have to be honest with ourselves because that's what it was. Slot makes the changes on 78, 79 minutes and he's hanging on for dear life. That's what he's doing. We have no outlet at all. Jones, Isak, Gakpo, Robertson come on. Wirtz, Ekitike, Kirkes and Szoboszlai go off. PSG are creating more chances, even with them on the pitch. Dembele was the instigator in wasting those chances for the hosts, but the game ends up finishing 2-0 and Naoni comes on for Frimpong. Look, we didn't have a shot on target in a quarter-final game in the Champions League. Just let that sink in. That is no way to set up a team not to create chances. It was just an absolute shit show to watch. Where's our Liverpool gone? Where's it gone? let's get the Mo Salah question out the way, shall we? He would not have made any difference in that setup, in that game. He wouldn't. He would have been just an idle spectator just watching the game go round him. Let's get to the players, right? And do you know what? It's dead easy to blame the players for this one. It is really easy. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to have a go at what they were told to do and why they were told to do it and why it was a mistake. Mohamedashvili, look, deflected shot. Second goal, Scravitzkelly went round his countryman, didn't he? Couldn't do nothing much with that. But he made some vital saves to keep the scoreline respectable. And that's what the scoreline is. Joey Gomez did okay, but that's just it. Just did okay. He got a needless yellow card, which wasn't a yellow card. Cleanest tackle you'll ever see on the pitch. The referee was a tosser. He gave him a pen, didn't he? And it wasn't a pen. When he went to the screen to have a look by Konate, he probably should have given Konate the second one right at the death when Konate pushes Mendes. Talking about Konate, he had no Scooby, did he? What to do. He had no idea how to play in that system. And that goes same for Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk at one point was right of centre-back, in the middle, then the left, then he'd go in play a 6. He'd go into chasing the forwards, leaving massive gaps behind. He just didn't understand the system. Absolutely didn't understand the system. Kirkes tried his best again. It was just one of those games for him where he just didn't know what to do with the ball. It took us 38 minutes to make 5 passes. 38 minutes in the game. 5 passes to teammates without losing the ball. Wirtz tried, but nothing. He's got a lot of stick today on social media about his price tag and whatever. Look, I am not asked how much we paid for him, because he is a very good footballer playing in a shit team with a shit system with a shit coach. It's as simple as that. And if you can't see that in a player of his ability, right, you're watching the wrong sport. Slobosly did nothing. Looking for cheap free kicks. I think he won a couple of tackles, if that. He was looking for a couple of fouls. Got nothing. No idea why he was swapping with Wirtz, doing the chasing and whatever, because they just played triangle football around him. Most easiest player to play with when he's running with the ball, and then he gives up. Maka tried to be a bit strong. He should have got a free kick on the edge of the box. He got a yellow card, deservedly, but that is something I've been looking for, the dark arts. No way was Doué going to get past him, and he did it. And yet when he got fouled, nothing was given. So, but he was lost in. There was no midfield for us at all. You know, it was so easy for PSG. So easy. I mean, even Luis Enrique must have thought on the sidelines, wow, these are worse than last year. Absolutely the pants. Ekitike, very poor game. Very poor game. He was poor against City, and he was certainly poor against PSG. Look, he's got to learn to hold the ball up. He's got to learn to be passing and moving. and not trying to do fancy flicks. He was doing his... A good coach, a good forward coach, would have a quiet word with him during training and show him videos of what he's doing, the mistakes that he's making, how it impacts on the team. They need to show him what he needs to be doing, not making silly ideas into his head about backflicks and all sorts. Frimpong, he tried to get crosses in, but they got blocked. He did defensively okay, apart from the goal. In the first goal, Ryan Gravenberch, poor game for me, Ryan. Absolutely poor. You've got to be keeping the ball. If you are one of the players that's picking up the ball in midfield, you've got to keep it moving. You couldn't run with it because you were running down blind alleys and you were getting caught. And the turnover of ball that they had against us, 700 and odd passes to our 200. That's a shocking stat. I know they had 7 attempts on goal and 5 were on target. To our 3 attempts on goal, none on target. Jones comes on, can't do anything, 2-0 down. Gakpo comes on, you're not going to get anything from Gakpo. Robbo comes on because Kirkers has run himself to the ground. Naoni comes on, nothing he can do in 3 minutes. Isak comes on, it was nice to see him on the pitch. He did a couple of good things, but boy oh boy, when he came onto that pitch, all I was thinking was, do not pick up an injury. Do not pick up anything. You've come back after 100 and odd days now, and just get some minutes in your legs. So the game finishes 2-0. Are we still in the tie? My heart says yes, but my footballing head says no, because Luis Enrique will make sure that his team are ready from the first whistle. They've got 6 days off. The next game is against us at Anfield. Onslaught is a failure when it comes to his coaching this season, especially in Europe. When it gets to the nitty-gritty, he is such a failure. He has no idea of how to set this team up when it gets to the business end of competitions. He kept on talking in the press conference about the supporters, the Anfield under the lights reaction. Well, if we get 1 goal, it might make PSG a bit nervy, and we will need our fans. We've been there all season. Incidentally, ticket prices action has started. I believe the Spine Cop, who do the flags, have said no more flag days between now and the end of the season. So there's a message for you, John Henry and co, regarding the ticket prices. But does the flag day impact how the Cop is? I think it does, and it should do. Yes, we did it against Atalanta and we lost that game, and we were never going to win that game, if we're honest with ourselves. But this one, This one at Anfield, we're not going to turn it over because PSG have better technical players in a system that they've been playing for the last 2 years under Luis Enrique. I'd love it to have him at Anfield. As I said in my pre-match warm-up, the team is based on the coach that coaches and manages it. And you can see it's like chalk and cheese with these two. I said it and I don't like repeating it. Liverpool are not going to win the Champions League. Liverpool's priorities are not being taken seriously enough by the people in charge of what's happening footballing wise. 16th defeat, is it? Or 17th? 16th, I think. It's in a season, breaking all the wrong records. Is it 3 short of Brendan Rodgers, his reign? And remember what happened? We got absolutely hammered by Stoke and Rodgers was still in the job the following season. The same mistake, to me, cannot be made. Cannot be made. I am surprised that there has been no statement about Onslaught's position from the hierarchy. They're very good at spending money and lots of money, but they're also you can hear a pin drop in their actions about Slot. You got the odd conversation from Joyce and the other Lemon that speaks on so-called their behalf about Slots not going anywhere. Do you know what that team needs? It needs a different voice. If they're going to salvage something from the season, they need to hear a different voice. And I said it should have been done months ago. Nothing happened. And we've just got worse and worse as the season's gone on. So PSG will not be frightened of us. Look what they did to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It'll be the same on Tuesday night. But before then, we play Fulham at home in the 5:30 kickoff after the Grand National. So the atmosphere, I don't know what it's going to be like at the Fulham game. I've no idea. As I said to you, there'll be no flags there on the Kop. I think the mood will probably be despondent. Is that the right word? It's just have to see. 6 league games to go. And Liverpool have lost 3 on the bounce. Not league games, 3 matches on the bounce. They've conceded 7 goals and scored 1. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. So, right, you guys tell me, are we just clutching at straws now? Are we just going to shrug our shoulders and just take a massive hit, both financially and with players leaving, and what type of players we need to try and get in? Because all of it is massive for Liverpool. The Premier League's guaranteed a 5th place. That was decided by UEFA. Liverpool are in that 5th place. We've got teams behind us, 3 points off us. And one of those are our neighbours who we play in a fortnight. So, yeah. Let's see what happens in the press conference tomorrow from Onslaught, because the questions should be racking up against him, and rightly so. No hiding place for him. There's been no hiding place for him all season, but he's lost the dressing room. He's not that tactically aware for a pro licence A coach, and what makes it worse is that neither are Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. They are way out of their depth in hiring a coach like Onslaught for the second season. First season, we know that he won the Premier League, but hey ho, you live by your last medal, by your last trophy, and yeah, he's got to go 4-3-3 and go for it at Anfield on Tuesday, but he plays a 4-2-3-1 system. That's no good to us. It's not been good at all season. The 3 up front, if he does go 4-3-3, they have to press, and they have to press for 90 minutes. Will that happen? I'm not sure. I think the players have already gone. They've already gone, and they don't want to play for him anymore. It's as simple as that. And yet Liverpool, just like the ticket pricing, have fallen on deaf ears. They're not interested. They are not interested. So we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Okay, please, thank you very much for watching this. Please smash me a like. Please share the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not. I will be doing a pre-match warm-up for Fulham tomorrow. And I'll have a look at all the teams that are around us as well, and give you their who they're playing, what time they're playing, and what I think their scores are going to be. Okay, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Up the Reds.